The following Conscious Consumer Network recording of a live broadcast is available to purchase in high definition at ethymarket.com. Support free and independent media by becoming a CCN pledger. For €10 a month, you can have unlimited access to CCN high definition downloads at ethymarket.com. Ethymarket, the ethical marketplace for conscious consumers.
Ride at CCN, and no, this is not your mommy's station, it's your daddy's, and truth is spoken here. So if you're sitting in the seats at this show, you're in the right place. However, the mainstream media, they want to control you and direct your energies and mind hack you. That's why they have that propaganda machine. That's what it's all about over there, to control your energies, get your energies upside down. They don't want you sharing the love across the planet. They don't want you finding yourself, thinking to yourself or for yourself or getting creative. Well, today we're going to take a ride. I got Sister Chantelle sitting in the seats across me today. We're actually going to do a show on the awakening. It was an 8-part series done by Key Activator, or Activator Key, I think. It's a really beautiful link. It's a real education on the planet. I will post that link along with this piggyback. Once we complete this show, that will go out because it's actually the truth on steroids. It's the stuff you'll never hear on the mainstream media. It will help you break the sea of illusion and break the chains that bind. Most are unaware that they're actually holding up their chains. But today, I've been trying to do this beautiful show on the endocannabinoid system. And you probably don't know what that is. Anyway, Chantelle, give me a couple seconds and I'll segue to you. This is a very, very important topic. The reason being is because we all have one from the mollusk on up, and they never expected us to find out. Because once you know that you have an endocannabinoid system, you have the capacity and the ability to reactivate it so you can actually get the neurons in your brain actually working correctly. Right now, most of the masses are actually been programmed between the food products, the GMOs, chemtrails, fluoridated water, the pharmaceuticals that they're taking, which change up the wavelength of the body, the energies, so that you can't come online and get into the right vibration, because we're all electromagnetic flow, and we have this thing called the heart. But the problem is most people have been deadened for so long through programming, through the food constructs and the medical constructs that they're all on. They can't wake up long enough to find out that they've been trapped. We are trapped by design. They set this up and they did this on purpose. And so today we're going to talk about the introduction to the endocannabinoid system. I actually have a link on this. I'm going to read from this so I can give everybody clarity, one paragraph at a time. And then at the end of this, I'm going to banter a little bit with Chantelle as well. And then I want to cover the solutions. Since we are on solutions for the planet, this is my function in life. I do this out of love in the heart for my brothers and sisters on the planet. This is a passion for me. This is what I was born to do, and I found out what I'm supposed to be doing, living life on purpose. And it's really nice because it makes me feel good, because I wake up every day and I get to make a difference on the planet. I don't get stuck on me. I get stuck on helping and sharing the love across the planet and integrating with my brothers and sisters, because folks, we actually have to take an action on the planet. We can't just sit back and wait for somebody else to do it for us. So I'm going to create a total continuity flow. Literally, I call it follow the bouncing ball. And I've got some beautiful stuff to share today, and that's what we're going to do. I actually have a video that I'm going to attach with this as well. It's called CBDs and how they work in your body. These are constructs that the medical industrial complex will never, ever cover. And the reason being is because with big pharma, and I know most of you are probably unaware, it's a control construct. They've actually funneled all these doctors into this game. Matter of fact, we've lost 13 doctors up to date, Chantelle. These homeopaths keep disappearing. I wonder why. I guess they're afraid of the healers on the planet. But anyways, I just posted a link yesterday, Chantelle, about the $100 billion. Folks, if you don't think you're just a money market, it's just for profit, I have links over at Privatis.Me on my webpage, and I'll have that link deposited here. I also have a webpage that I give away for free to help people get online with their mind, body, and spirit, because I talk about all the alternatives that are simple solutions to fix your body. So when your body gets right, then you get in the right vibration, and then you get your heart right. And then you can go out and share this stuff with the planet, and we can make a big difference in the world. Because if you don't, they want you to believe that one can't make a difference. I say baloney. I says, I could when you throw your rock in the pond, it makes a ripple effect. And you don't know how many people you're going to affect. Well, I didn't bring a little rock. I brought a big rock, and I throw that sucker in every day. Do I not, Chantelle? Anyways, Chantelle did a beautiful show with me back a few months ago. She's going to come back on in the future. She's doing some beautiful work on the planet, and we're going to cover that a little bit at the end of the show. But for now, I want to give direction of flow so that I can give everybody clarity on how they can fix this thing called their endocannabinoid system, which they're born with at birth. And this is what they don't want us talking about. So I'm going to start on this article, Chantelle, and I'll start at the top. If you want to click on the link, I put it in your box as well. Or you can just let me rant, and you can follow along as I speak, I guess. And it's really actually going to be very simple. So this is a great article done by Dustin Sulak, DO, from, let's see, it's from Normal, NORML, Working to Reform, and they're basically, they've been sharing the love on the planet. But this is an incredible article that they put together. So this was the easiest way for me to give clarity without having to show a movie, but there's going to be an attached 49-minute movie on the CBDs and how they work in the body attached to this link when we redeposit and repost this to the planet, because I want to be sharing this love with all the homeopaths across the planet so we can help fix our brothers and sisters, and I'll explain how this really works on the solution, because people really have been misdirected, confused about the cannabis issue on the planet. This is not about smoking weed, folks. We are not talking about smoking weed. Matter of fact, I don't smoke weed, but I do take the medicine. I've been taking the medicine for 6 months. My machine, my mind, my spirit works just fine. It's amazing what happens when the neuron receptors actually open up new pathways and you can think for yourself. And that's what I'm going to share today. Anyways, Ms. Chantelle, I'm going to step into this article, which I have opened up. Folks, this article will be posted, and you'll be able to attach to it when this gets sent out across the planet. This link will be in the attachments when I repost this. So I may go a little fast, but it's all right. It's all on tape. Anyways, I'll try and take it at an even keel. I'm an excitable boy. And by the way, this is not about who I am. It's not about the messenger. It's about the message. So let's get that clear. I do have a background. I was in the military industrial complex and the medical industrial complex for some years. So I come from a position after I woke up to know that everything that they fed to me was a falsity. So I had to relearn, retrain myself, and actually dig for the truth and uncover the truth in a different light. And so they say the truth shall set you free, and it sure as heck will. So let's take a little ride, and we're going to talk about the introduction to the endocannabinoid system. And then, there's a lot of sustaining evidence that sustains our position on what we're sharing on the planet today. So I'm going to read this article. It says, as you read this review of the scientific literature regarding the therapeutic effects of cannabis and cannabinoids, one thing will become quickly evident. Cannabis has a profound influence on the human body. This one herb and its variety of therapeutic compounds seems to affect every aspect of our bodies and minds. How is this possible? Well, at our integrative medical clinic in Maine and Massachusetts, my colleagues and I treat over 18,000 patients. This is a doctor that's talking, with a huge diversity of diseases and symptoms. And one day I might see cancer, Crohn's disease, epilepsy, chronic pain, multiple sclerosis, insomnia, Tourette syndrome, eczema, just to name a few. All these conditions have different causes, different physiological states, and vastly different symptoms. The patients are old and young. Some are undergoing conventional therapy. Others are on a decidedly alternative path. Yet, despite their differences, almost all the patients would agree on one point: cannabis helps their condition. As a physician, I'm naturally wary of the medicine that purports to cure all. Panaceas, snake oil remedies, and expensive fads often come and go, with big claims but little scientific or clinical evidence to support their efficacy. As I explore the therapeutic potential of cannabis, however, I find no lack of evidence. In fact, I find an explosion of scientific research on the therapeutic potential of cannabis, more evidence than one can find on some of the most widely used therapies of conventional allopathic medicine. At the time of updating February 2015, a PubMed research for scientific journal articles published in the last 20 years containing the word cannabis revealed 8,637 studies. And if you add the word cannabinoid, and the results increased to 20,991 articles. That's an average of more than 2 scientific publications per day over the last 20 years. These numbers not only illustrate the present scientific interest and financial investment in understanding more about cannabis and its components, but they also emphasize the need for high quality reviews and summaries, such as a document you're about to read. Anyways, I'm going to stop there for 1 second, Chantelle. Over on my page, I actually have a page, folks. You might want to get a pen and piece of paper. You won't really have to. I'll have the link attached. I have a page called International Cannabis Patients Wall. I have posted over there the 121 National Institute of Health studies that were done back in the 70s, showing that cannabis pretty much cures just about every cancer on the planet. But I'm not just talking about curing cancer. Cannabis actually affects positively any brain neurological dysfunctions such as Alzheimer's, autism, seizures, dementia, just to name a few. Because what it does is, because the cannabinoids are so effective relighting up the neuron pathways in the brain, it actually restructures the nerve endings to actually reattach and to create a new pathway in the brain to actually open up the portals to the brain to start functioning correctly, as well as attacking the cancer cells or anything else, free radicals in the body. Is what it does, it helps create homeostasis, which is a state of alkalinity. Alkalinity. Anyways, sorry folks, I had a brain fart there. I mean, I guess I need some more coconut oil. Anyways, I'm going to move on, but I just want to share on that page, I have the 121 studies that they buried. See, folks, they've been burying the information for a long time. This is the stuff they don't want you to see. Matter of fact, they were so nervous, I had a problem doing this show for the last 3 weeks, and now we're going to be doing it a little stealthy because I said, okay, every time I post about teaching people about their endocannabinoid system, what do they not want them to know? Well, I know exactly what they don't want you to know, and that's why we're covering it here today. So this is going to be a beautiful share for the planet to give everybody clarity with all the links attached. So this is how I share the love on the planet, and that's the way it works. So how can one herb help so many different conditions? How can it provide both palliative and curative actions? How can it be so safe while offering such powerful effects? The search to answer these questions has led scientists to discovery of previously unknown physiological system, a central component of the health and healing of every human and almost every animal. It's called the endocannabinoid system. Yes, folks, and we're going to talk about the paste in a little while, and it actually works on your animals too. It fixes their bodies. Isn't that nice? So I know a lot of people love their pets as well as themselves. So there's a way for them to fix that, because the veterinary system is the same as the allopathic system, poisoning the poor pets on my planet. So now I'm going to share with them an alternative before the show is complete. So we're going to cover what is the endocannabinoid system. That the endogenous endocannabinoid system, named after the plant that led to its discovery, is perhaps the most important physiological system involved in establishing and maintaining human health. Endocannabinoids and the receptors are found throughout the body, in the brain, organs, connective tissue, glands, and immune cells. In each tissue, the cannabinoid system performs different tasks, but the goal is always the same: homeostasis. Where have I heard that word before? Anyways, folks, that's the maintenance of a stable internal environment despite fluctuations in the external environment. What they're saying is, so because of the poisons on the planet and the exposure to chemicals and toxins and stuff like that, it's basically upended our endocannabinoid system. So this is a way to bring it back to homeostasis, which is a good state that the body wants to be in. Onward to the next one. Let's cover cannabinoids also promote homeostasis at every level of biological life, from the subcellular to the organism and perhaps to the community and beyond. Here's one example: autophagy, a process in which a cell sequesters part of its contents to be self-digested and recycled. It's mediated by the cannabinoid system. While this process keeps normal cells alive, allowing them to maintain a balance between the synthesis, degradation, and subsequent recycling of cellular products, it has a deadly effect on malignant tumor cells. That's a beautiful thing, folks. This makes me really excited when I get to talk about this. And it causes them to consume themselves in a programmed cellular suicide. The death of cancer cells, of course, promotes homeostasis and survival at the level of the entire organism, i.e., your vessel, your body, your machine, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, to the next paragraph. I know I'm going a little fast, folks. This is why this article will be posted for your consumption, so you can reread and share this around the planet. Anyways, Chantelle, sorry I haven't integrated you yet on the conversation. I just sort of, go ahead.
No, it's good. I'm enjoying you sharing and educating us.
Yeah, it's a fast ride. Anyways, so as we move on to this article, endocannabinoids and cannabinoids are also found at the intersection of the body's various systems, allowing communication and coordination between different cell types. At the site of an injury, for example, a cannabinoid can be found decreasing the release of activators and sensitizers from the injured tissue, stabilizing the nerve cell to prevent excessive firing, and the calming nearby immune cells to help prevent release of pro-inflammatory substances. 3 different mechanisms of action on 3 different cell types for a single purpose: minimize the pain and damage caused by the injury. I'll just stop for a second, Chantelle, because me and Brad, we've been working on this. He's been working on this pace for about 3 years. We had one young lady, and I'm not giving medical advice, folks. I don't give medical advice, but I know if I had migraines for 40 years, I'd be willing to try just about anything. Anyways, she tried the pace. Within 48 hours, her 41 years of migraines instantly resolved. And she was actually able to go do something that she had never been able to do in over 40 years, and that was go outside in the sun, because she had such a sensitivity to light because her brain synapses were misfiring. That's another primary reason for neurological issues, because of misfiring. Could be from chemical synthesis, chemical issues, exposure to different things in the environment, fluoridated water, a whole host of things. So it's ironic that after like 24 to 48 hours after it, she was able to go out and do something she hadn't done in 40 years, and that was go sit in the sun. She was the happiest woman on the planet. So folks, because basically it's realigning and creating a new neural pathway in the brain. So when the brain's stuck, when the electromagnetic flow of the body's not aligned and it's not in harmony, it causes us issues from inflammation of the body, arthritis, all these other things we think it's caused from getting old. No, it's from exposures to toxins, the environment, and a whole host of other things. So the upside is there's a solution, which we'll cover after I get done with this article. I'm going to cover a very, very simple solution that's going to make a lot of people happy on the planet. Not going to make big pharma happy, but folks, yeah, they have been milking the cow for many, many years. Matter of fact, Chantelle, I just posted an article on that they made about $100 billion this past year off the misery of the masses, because it's not healthcare, it's death care, because they don't have any cures, they have no fixes. Project Pink is a scam. The cancer industry's a scam, and they've been lying to you since you came onto this planet, folks. That's why you got to pull from the tube, pull from the matrix, and get your learn on and find out the real truth, so you can help fix your body, mind, and spirit. Anyways, I'm going to get back to the article. The endocannabinoid system, with its complex actions in our immune system, nervous system, and all of the body organs, is literally a bridge between body and mind. I wonder how that works. By understanding the system, we begin to see a mechanism that explains how states of consciousness can promote health or disease. See, Chantelle, the masses, for the most part, have been in a state of unconsciousness, i.e. programming, for pretty much most of their lives. So we've got to rewrite on the brain, the neuron patterns. We've got to restructure them, and that's what cannabinoids do, or endocannabinoids do, when you relight them up and reactivate them. And like I say, I'll be talking about that solution on how you relight up and reactivate your cannabinoids in your system, so your machine can start running in a proper capacity where the cells actually start communicating with each other, and you get in a whole another place of well-being. It's ironic, Chantelle, because they put the kibosh on this cannabis thing since 1937, and matter of fact, in 1942, they actually put it on as a Schedule 1, and they took it out of all the journals and stuff as having any medical efficacy, yet they have all the reports proving differently. Isn't that amazing? So that's some irony. So they've been playing hide the sausage on the masses for a long time, and the jury's been in for a long, long time. So we'll give the solution when I get done with this article. Anyway, so onward with the in addition to regulating our internal and cellular homeostasis, cannabinoids influence a person's relationship with the external environment. Socially, the administration of cannabinoids clearly alters human behavior, often promoting sharing, humor, and creativity. I guess they're talking about smoking a bud. Well, the stuff that we've created to help fix the machine doesn't get anybody high, but it does get them well, and I'm going to explain that further as we go along. Anyways, by mediating neurogenesis, neuronal plasticity, and learning, cannabinoids may directly influence a person's open-mindedness and ability to move beyond limiting patterns of thought and behavior from past situations. I think I just sort of covered that, Chantelle. Did I not say it rewrites on the neurons and restructures and opens up new pathways in the mind?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so this is not me saying it. This is somebody else saying it. So I just, you know, I'm really good at digging stuff up. By the way, folks, don't believe a thing I say. It's your job to do the research, but I will have the attaching research so you can go reference for yourself, because I don't want, that's how the other system works. They don't want you looking into anything. They don't want you researching. They want you to take at their, and that's why we're in the crap we're in, because nobody's doing their homework. So I'm creating some homework for you, but it's a real easy homework assignment. I promise you'll have total clarity, and you'll be able to share this, because you don't have to be a doctor to understand this stuff, folks. Anyways, in addition to regulating our internal and cellular homeostasis, cannabinoids influence a person's relationship. Okay, I covered that. Anyways, by mediating neurogenesis, that's neuronal plasticity and learning, cannabinoids may directly influence a person's open-mindedness and ability to move beyond limiting patterns of thought and behavior from past situations. Reforming these old patterns is an essential part of health in our quickly changing environment. Chantelle, here's some irony. I had Sister Jessica Alstrom on the show on the 7th of October. And that was a really beautiful show, because she's actually doing a technology called mind re-entrainment that actually restructures left-right brain and creates new pathways to the brain, because most people's responses are programmed responses from childhood. You know, if an issue comes through their front door, they'll always they pretty much respond in the same way, because they got to rewrite the old tapes in the brain, because the old tapes are stuck. So that computer hard drive needs to be restaged, and that's what reactivating the cannabinoids does. It restages the new neural pathways in the brain, gets you thinking outside the box, which makes big pharma, the FDA, and all the control freaks really nervous, because they've been keeping everybody on chemicals where you can't think. Those are poisons to the body. And I'll cover this just for 1 second. I know I'm going fast. I'm excited, but I got to get this out. There's not one good chemical on the planet, folks. They're all poisons. Go get a physician's desk reference. That's what the physicians use in their offices. And then you can open it up and look at every chemical. You can do it right online on the computer and look up any medication, and they always list the adverse reactions. May cause this, 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 and this. That's why when they do the TV commercials, Chantelle, they say, may cause this, this. They're telegraphing to you what it's going to cause, but guess what? They have no liability if you're foolish enough to go take those poisons. That creates you in the liability seat, not them. So all these poor people, willy-nilly, because of the programming, going to get their poisons, and there's not one good poison on the planet. Nature knew exactly what it was doing when it made all natural alternatives, and food is medicine. And guess what cannabis paste is? It's food. And we're going to cover that in a little bit. Anyways, let me get back to what are cannabinoid receptors. Anyways, folks, you'll have a copy of this article so you can read it yourself and share the love. Sea squirts, tiny nematodes, are all vertebrate species, share the endocannabinoid system as an essential part of life and adaptation to environmental changes. By comparing the genetics of the cannabinoid receptors in different species, scientists estimate that the endocannabinoid system evolved in primitive animals over 600 million years ago. Yet for the last 100 years, they've been programmed so bad that they didn't even know they had an endocannabinoid system. That's why I'm doing this class today. So while we know a lot about cannabinoids, the estimated 20,000 scientific articles have just begun to shed light on the subject. Large gaps likely exist in our current understanding, and the complexity of interactions between various cannabinoids, cell types, systems, and individual organisms challenges scientists to think about physiology and health in new ways. The following brief overview summarizes what we do. Anyways, this is sort of a medical technical jargon paragraph, but I'll try and get through it. Cannabinoid receptors are present throughout the body, embedded in the cell membranes, and are believed to be more numerous than other receptor systems. When cannabinoid receptors are stimulated, a variety of physiological processes ensue. Researchers have identified two cannabinoid receptors, CB1, predominantly present in the nervous system, connective tissues, gonads, glands, and organs, and CB2, predominantly found in the immune system and its associated structures. Many tissues contain both CB1 and CB2 receptors, each linked to a different action. Researchers speculate there may be a third cannabinoid receptor waiting to be discovered. So, endocannabinoids are the substances our bodies naturally make to stimulate these receptors. The two most well understood of these molecules are called anandamide, and 2-archidonoglycerol 2-AG. You gotta love the technical stuff, folks. That's why I don't like to do the 50-cent words, because even I have a problem pronouncing this stuff. Anyways, they are synthesized on demand from cell membranes. That's called arachidonic, and acid derivatives have a local effect and a short half-life before being degraded by the enzyme fatty acids amide hydrolase, and monoglycerol lipase. So phytocannabinoids are plant substances that stimulate cannabinoid receptors. Delta-9 THC is the most psychoactive and certainly the most famous of these substances, but other cannabinoids such as CBDs, which is what we deal with, Chantelle, and CBNs are gaining the interest of researchers due to a variety of healing properties. Most phytocannabinoids have been isolated from cannabis sativa, but other medical herbs such as Echinacea purpura have found to contain non-psychoactive cannabinoids as well. So interestingly, the cannabis plant also uses THC and other cannabinoids to promote its own health and prevent disease. Cannabinoids have antioxidant properties that protect the leaves and flowering structures from ultraviolet radiation. Cannabinoids neutralize the harmful free radicals generated by UV rays, protecting the cells in humans. Free radicals cause aging, cancer, and impaired healing. Antioxidants found in plants have long been promoted as natural supplements to prevent free radical harm. I mean, there's a lot of other alternative solutions on the planet, Chantelle. I mean, I know about like essential oils. I talked about liposomal vitamin C. All that's posted over at my International Cannabis Patients Wall. I did a nice show with Brother Troy Hippa from the Living Herbal Pharmacy. He's doing some incredible work to help people fix their machines. So it's really neat that it's not just one thing fixing everything. There's a lot of things that fix everything. So it's really it's neat to have this open door with other alternatives on the planet. Anyways, we're almost down at the end, folks. Just stay with me. Laboratories can also produce cannabinoids, synthetic THC, which is garbage, by the way, but I got to put it out there. Yeah, marketed as dronabiol or marinol. That's been a miserable failure on the planet, Chantelle. Marinol sucks. It's a chemical synthetic. You see, it's ironic that the body recognizes pure medicine or something that's not been bastardized, compromised, or synthesized. See, that's all Big Pharma knows how to do, is destroy something good and make it really, really bad. So, you know what, folks? Stay away from the marinol. Not good. It's a miserable failure. I'm helping Big Pharma out. I want to make sure we get our facts straight, you know? They're going to love me. Anyways, laboratories can also produce, okay, I already covered that. Anyways, nabilone, that's Cesimet, a THC analog are both FDA-approved drugs for the treatment of severe nausea and wasting syndrome. Yeah, and that's usually caused from that chemical therapy, folks. By the way, if you do chemo, it destroys all the DNA in your body and makes you really miserable. That's why they have a 97% failure rate of fixing the body when you do the slash, cut, and burn techniques by the land of allopathy. You know, folks, if anybody else had a 97% failure rate, it would be called genocide. And that's actually what it should be called, because that's exactly what it is. It's genocide, this chemical compromisation of your vessel. And for those of you who keep going to it, I'm sorry, you know, you got to stop, because they're not going to fix you. They're going to, matter of fact, Chantelle was just talking with a friend today. He's got a friend that's in 4th stage, and they're now wanting to listen after they're already ready to get sent home to the boneyard. They've been telling for months about what I talk about, what I share on the planet with my brothers and sisters, and most people, they got to wait until they get down to the last minute, and then their body's already been destroyed pretty good. But there is a way to come back. I've seen people come back from 4th stage cancers all day long if they feed the machine and get on track rather quickly. Anyways, the synthetic stuff is garbage. We covered that. So I'm just going to segue into cannabis, the endocannabinoid system, and good health. As we continue to sort through the emerging science of cannabis and cannabinoids, one thing remains clear. A functional cannabinoid system is essential for health. From embryonic implantation on the wall of a mother's uterus to nursing and growth to responding to injuries, endocannabinoids help us survive in a quickly changing and increasing hostile environment. As I realized this, I began to wonder, can an individual enhance her cannabinoid system by taking supplemental cannabis? Beyond treating symptoms, beyond even curing disease, can cannabis help us prevent disease and promote health by stimulating an ancient system that is hardwired into all of us? I believe the answer is yes, a resounding yes. Research has shown that small doses of cannabinoids from cannabis can signal the body to make more endocannabinoids and build more cannabinoid receptors. This is why many first-time cannabis users don't feel an effect, but by the 2nd or 3rd time, and they are talking about smoking again, folks, I don't do the smoking thing. I don't promote the smoking thing. Matter of fact, you're burning off 90% of your medicine if you're smoking a hooter. I got something else that'll fix that. You don't have to smoke it. Anyways, let's move forward. So anyways, they're talking about smoking, but it does have effects to help people post-traumatic stress disorder and other things. It helps even people out. I just don't like smoking it. Sweetie, I was smoking the stuff back in the 70s. I was a rock and roll drummer. I had to get my game on, but it did make me a little punchy, you know. But for those that see, we've got to shake the ignorance from the brains of the masses. That's why what we're bringing forward will not get you high. We actually found a process that will actually allow people to get full homeostasis without getting high. So for those that don't believe that thing exists, yes, there's a lot of alternatives with cannabinoids, but we'll cover that when I get to it. Anyway, so onward. More receptors increase a person's sensitivity to cannabinoids. Smaller doses have larger effects, and the individual has an enhanced baseline of endocannabinoid activity. I believe that small regular dose of cannabis might act as a tonic to our most central physiological healing system. Many physicians cringe at the thought, yeah, that's the white coat bought and paid for whores that are selling the poisons. And they just made $100 billion this past year. By the way, 50% of all the cancers they said were cancers, Chantelle, they were false positives. Isn't that wonderful? Poisoning your brothers and sisters so you can make money off them, because they make tons of money off these chemicals. Pretty sick. It's sick. Our medical system is more comfortable with single isolated substances that can be swallowed or injected. Unfortunately, this model significantly limits the therapeutic potential of cannabinoids. Unlike synthetic derivatives, herbal cannabis may contain over 100 different cannabinoids, including THC, which all work synergistically. You understand that word synergistically, folks? It's in harmony, where everything comes together. And I'll talk a little bit more about synergy after. Anyways, to produce better medical effects and less side effects than THC alone. While cannabis is safe and works well when smoked, many patients prefer to avoid respiratory irritation instead. They use vaporizer, cannabis tincture, or topical salve. But see, when this article was wrote, Chantelle, they didn't know about cannabis paste. By the way, cannabis paste has been around for 10,000 plus years, probably longer than that. The Egyptians would actually take 7, 8 pounds, put it in a clay pot, put some nice oils in it, put it out in the sun, and let it emulsify. It would bring forward the nice THC, the CBDs, and the terpenes, and they actually used it as a medical construct for daily life, and their machines worked really well. They didn't have all these medical maladies created in this fast-paced, insane society that everybody else is stuck on. Anyways, unlike synthetic derivatives, though, herbal cannabis may contain over 100 different cannabinoids, including THC, work all synergistically to produce better medical effects and less side effects than THC alone. While cannabis is safe and works well in smoke, many patients prefer to avoid respiratory. Anyways, we covered that. Sorry, folks, I get redundant. Sometimes I lose my way. Anyway, in 1902, Thomas Edison said, there were never so many able, active minds at work on the problems of diseases as now, and all their discoveries are tending toward the simple truth that you can't improve on nature. Mother Nature knew exactly what she was doing when she got it right. Cannabinoid research has proven this statement is still valid. So it is possible that medical cannabis could be the most useful remedy to treat the wildest variety of human diseases and conditions, a component of preventive health care and an adaptive support in our increasingly toxic carcinogenic environment. Yes, this was well known to the indigenous medical systems of ancient India, China, and Tibet, as you will find in this report, is becoming increasingly well known by Western science. They can't deny it. The poops out the elephant, I say. Of course, we need more human-based research. Maybe always try and block that because they don't want the truth coming forward. Anyway, studying the effectiveness of cannabis. But the evidence base is already large and growing constantly despite the DEA's best efforts to encourage cannabis-related research. Does your doctor understand the benefits of medical cannabis? Can he or she advise you in the proper indications, dosage, and route of administration? Likely not. No, they don't teach this in medical school, folks, because they can't make no money off their big pharma drugs. They were teaching this, and they'd have to actually go.
And they also have the pharmaceutical, people coming to their offices and selling them the drugs. So, it's basically pumped into their minds that way.
Yeah, it's ironic you said that because I know a pharmaceutical rep that I sent out a report on who actually got off the dime. She no longer works in that industry. She got a conscience. She woke up and she couldn't sell the damn poisons anymore. I'll have to find that link and post that out over on my International Cannabis Patients wall. I think I did. That's probably way down at the bottom. But I can go refine. I can find anything. I'll go refine that to prove, folks, the chemicals are all poison. They're not going to fix your machine ever. Never, ever. Because your body cannot adapt to a synthetic poison. It's that simple.
Yeah, we're organic, so.
Yeah. So, anyways, even the indigenous knew. Anyways, so we're almost there. So likely not. Anyways, your doctor doesn't understand that because they don't teach this in medical school. The AMA and the American College of Physicians calling for more research. The U.S. Congress prohibited federal interference in states' medical cannabis programs. A 5,000-year history of safe therapeutic use and a huge amount of published research. Most doctors know little or nothing about medical cannabis. This is changing in part because the public is demanding it. People want safe, natural, and inexpensive treatments that stimulate our body's ability to self-heal and help our population improve its quality of life. Medical cannabis is one such solution. This summary is an excellent tool for spreading the knowledge and helping to educate patients and healthcare providers on the scientific evidence behind the medical use of cannabis and cannabinoids. Anyways, that's the end of the article. Yay, we got through. Folks, if you're still with me and didn't fall asleep, life is good. But I'm now what I want to cover. Anyways, let's just cover what I just shared. Were you aware of any of these facts?
I wasn't aware of how the body works with the cannabinoids, but I found that really interesting, and it makes perfect sense to, use something natural to get your food running. Right.
The body can really do some great healing when it recognizes something that's dense food nutrition. It's just like the liposomal C that I shared with Brother Troy Hip on the Living Herbal Pharmacy video for those. Write down Living Herbal Pharmacy, pull it up on the computer. He's got one of the best sites on the planet. He's a great educator. He's a chemist, but he doesn't sell chemicals. He's a genius. He studied under some of the best and the brightest on the planet. He's in Colorado. I got to go see Brother Troy. I haven't seen him in a while. He's done 2 shows with me over here on CCN. Folks, I have tons of past shows that have covered this. I've had Ty Bollinger on. He covers the alternative stuff on cancer as well. So, I mean, there's a plethora of sustaining, supporting, beautiful truth, so people don't have to die for the lie. You know, because I put a lot of people in the boneyard for the lie sweep, a lot of family members. Even when I try to share this stuff with them, they don't believe me, and they go die for the lie instead. Pretty sad. Yeah,
they're just not ready to hear it. But as the collective consciousness to, expand and, get a higher perspective, things are changing. I mean, marijuana is legal in how many states now?
Right, but okay, let's cover the marijuana is legal in a bunch of states. I'll post that link too. Satan's in bed, the whores that be, got to try and control both sides of the coin. So now you got the medical dispensaries now, and you got the a couple of these monkeys over there in Colorado, some of the bigger growers, actually in bed with Merck and scumbags are us club. Folks, if you aren't paying attention to what's going on your planet, you need to come over to my house, and I will share. Yeah, I will share. And when I say my house, I call Privatis.Me my house. I actually have a link, and I share all this stuff, and we share it here at CCN as well. But and then, matter of fact, Chantelle, I'm going one step further for the planet. I'm going to get into the solution here in a second, but I need to let people know that I have a portal at my house because I do weekly shows on how to fix the machine, the body. I talk about the simple stuff, and it'll be every Thursday night at 7 Eastern time. Go over and sign up at Privatis.me, Privatis.me, me, and go look me up, go join up, and then you can get my weekly email so you can come to class every Thursday because I'll teach you how to fix your machine in short order. And this is the crap Big Pharma doesn't want me talking about, and that's exactly what I talk about. So, folks, you want the accelerated free truth? Matter of fact, I've got 3 free truth tours over on my front page at Privatis.me. Go through those 3 short videos, and it will give you much more clarity on what I do on this planet and what I'm doing to make a difference. And it doesn't cost a penny, folks. And that's the problem with the mindset, Chantelle, because it doesn't cost a penny. It can't be worth anything if he doesn't charge. Well, so I don't believe in charging my brother. See, that's the problem with the planet. See, so I came with pure heart, pure thought, and pure intent, and I brought it out and I posted it across the planet. Yeah, and the alphabet agencies love my site. Yeah. So, anyways, also they can go over to International Cannabis Patients Wall. Pull that up. Anyways, all these links that I'm mentioning here now will be posted and reposited under this call when I complete it, so everybody can find their way back to the house, because the quickening, the awakening is here, and we can really create a nice mind swell or a spirit swell, because you see, when you get the body right, then the heart comes back online. Most people don't have a heart, sweetie. Look around. Everybody's so cold. They can walk past their brother sitting under a bridge, suffering. Yeah. Then you get the people talking about karma. Don't even get me on that. Anyways, I wanted to keep this one simple. So what I want to do is I'm going to talk about the paste, folks. There's a modality on the planet that has just been brought forward over in the last couple of weeks. Big Pharma is going to be really happy. And it's actually called cannabis paste. And that was a paste that I was talking about. It has probably over a 10,000-year history. It's new to you, but it ain't new on the planet, folks. See, that's the whole point. So I've aligned with a gentleman. His name is Brother Brad, and he's a genius. He actually created a construct. He actually spent 3 years creating an alternative plant that's not GMO'd, that's pure in nature, got the highest CBDs on the planet to effectively realign the neural brain patterns and the rest of the cells in the body. And we've created an open door with all 50 states where this medicine's now available, and it comes straight to your door. So I'm not going to really cover too much on the paste here. I'm doing classes every Thursday, so if you like what I'm talking about the paste, you got to come to class, and then I'll give more information. But not all CBDs are created equal. That's another thing that they don't share on the planet. Anyways, because most of the other producers actually strip down the planet, break it down. They're using these processes to destroy the plant. They destroy portions of it, yet they still put out a product that's actually inferior and doesn't have much efficacy. See, we went one step further by creating this high, and it will always be 26% CBD, is the highest on the planet, because that's the way Brad set it up as. It took us 3 years to get here. We also add an uptake product called MCT oil. If you don't know what it is, go look it up. MCT oil. Matter of fact, it's on our link, which is over on my page at International Cannabis Patients Wall. MCT oil is sort of like coconut oil. See, what most people are unaware of, if you got neuron issues, you definitely want some coconut oil or some MCT oil, because what they are is mid-chain branched amino acids, which I told you about, which actually allows for the uptake of the medicine to go straight into the neuron cavity and create new pathways and open up all the portals, refix the cells, get them communicating with each other and coming back online. So this is the most incredible breakthrough on the planet. We're in all 50 states. We're fixing to be, I think we'll be able to get into Australia, UK, and Canada, because we don't use the postal service anyways, because that's public context, and they always find excuses to shut you down. So I'm going to share that over at my house on Thursdays at Privatis.Me. You know, I was going to go longer, but I don't want to get long-winded on this. I want them to come to class if they're willing to come to class. So the link for Privatis.Me will also be posted in this show when we complete it, because I think I'm about done, sweetie.
I think you did really good. It was a lot of information, but it was very valuable.
Yep. So if they want to come back, if they want to find their way back home, they want a solution, we have the solution, but it's up for them to peekaboo and come on in and take a look. The water's fine. You're not going to drown in the truth. You'll drown in the lies, though. Mm-hmm. Anyways, I do get excited, folks. I'm an excitable boy. This is my passion. This is my love. This is and Brother B can attest to my passion. He's been hanging out with me for 10 months, and you know, I want everybody to get a heart. That's why this. That's another thing. This medicine will wake you up. It'll get your mind. When your mind starts working right, your body starts working right, then your heart starts working right, and then it creates a wave swell of good intent on the planet, because people are thinking outside themselves instead of thinking of just themselves. Mm-hmm. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, it is.
It's sort of like what you do. Anyways, folks, okay. Sister Chantelle's coming back in a couple months. Sweetie, share with what you do on the planet with my brothers and sisters. They need to know this.
I just share freely through social media, trying to raise the vibration of anybody who sees it in their news feed, kind of counterbalancing all of the outside negativity and noise that we get through commercials, you know, everything, advertising, and just trying to get them to shift their perspective and go into their heart center and learn. I try to share ways to learn to align yourself to your own divinity, to empower yourself, to do your own research, to seek your own truth. And I'm currently writing my first book, which is something I never thought I would do. But my intention is to create a short and easy, simple, and very understandable book. It's a guide to thrive in a spiritually misguided society.
Nice.
Aligning with the divine. It's just loaded with, packed full of points and easy to understand, but it'll shift your perspective very quickly. And I would like to get it into prisons and juvenile detention centers as well, donating to them, because, you know, sometimes when they're in that situation, they can open their heart and mind very quickly when they're shown something, because we're generally a product of our environment.
Right. That's beautiful. Well, you'll be coming back to share that love, and that door is always open for you, because I appreciate you. I see what you do. I see your spirit. You've done some great short videos on the planet. Folks, this is all about bringing up the love vibration on the planet. Don't think it's anything different. This is how I share the love, is through education and information. Mm-hmm. But I also have a new show. Chantelle, have you seen my new show?
No, I haven't.
Love is the answer.
Love is the answer.
Yeah, with the Golden Goddess Crystal. I probably stuck the link in your box. You probably just said, no, I know. I stick a lot of things in your box over at your house, and it gets past you sometimes. I'm a fast ride because I'm always creating. And isn't this beautiful when your neurons actually work in your head, that you go into creative mode? This is what they didn't want. Folks, they don't want you being creative, but when your creative mind comes back online because your body's right, it's amazing what you can do on the planet.
Yeah, and nobody's daydreaming or using their imagination, and imagination is the pathway to creation. You know, you can create anything if you're not thinking about what you want to create. So I absolutely agree. And I also absolutely believe that as we return to love, all can and will be done. But, you know, people have to open their hearts. And that it's happening, though. I feel it happening every day. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, I get to integrate socially with the people in my realm and stuff like that. And you know what? It doesn't take anything to show a little love and bring up the vibration. Like my neighbor, she was wearing a really nice red dress today, and I actually complimented her on her red dress. I didn't have to. Well, yeah. What do you think? I know what you're thinking.
I think it's nice for you.
I really, I felt good about saying it because if I didn't believe it, I wouldn't have said it. I don't do empty compliments, sweetie. Matter of fact, I don't do much on the compliments thing, you know?
Well, giving and receiving love is the ultimate alignment, really. So if you're able to give it in you know, pure intention, that's beautiful.
Yeah. And she was looking good in that red dress, you know? Hey, I'm still a man. I'm still having this man experience, but I leave most of my feminine sisters on the planet alone because I've already been down this road. I have a lot of work to do, so I don't need much in the way of mama drama these days.
No, that doesn't sound like fun.
No, I had enough mama drama for the first year and a half, and then I said, okay, Peter, you got to do something else. Anyways, but it's all about, because, you know, it all comes back down to the heart and the mind. They got stuck in the mind. They couldn't get in the heart. See, because if you can't let anybody just be themselves and stand in their own light, and you try and take it away from them, well, that means you're a conflicted soul, and your heart's not right. So the mind hack goes far, wide, and deep. People trying to steal the substance, the spirit of others. Mm-hmm. And when your heart comes online, you're not thinking to try and steal the spirit. I'm looking to lift people up. That's my job. Lift the spirit up. Make them feel good about themselves. Not with false bull crap, but with just having the right heart and making them feel good about themselves. Because, you know, everybody needs to feel good about themselves, you know?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with that. And it's a hard world to feel good about yourself sometimes. You know, so much coming at us.
Yeah. Well, they want to steal your res. There's a lot of energy vampires on the planet who don't like themselves, don't have a good heart. They don't hang out with Brother Peter. Matter of fact, I've got a really long list of people I've sent on their way because I don't have time for energy vampire. You know, I love everybody, but when you try and punch me in the mouth when I'm just trying to share truth, then you know what? I have no time for you because you're not ready yet. Yeah,
and you just love them and walk away from that.
Yeah. You know? Right, because nobody has the right to make you feel bad about yourself.
No. So it's good that you just, you know, let that fall away.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I really appreciate you coming and taking this endocannabinoid introduction to the endocannabinoid ride. I have a beautiful 49 video that's going to be, which I sent to you, which you started to get to watch. It's a nice precursor to educate and open the minds. This is very, very simple stuff, folks. It's really not complex. Everybody's just making it real complex. The complex part is going back to the insane train and letting them destroy your vessel, because you got to love yourself enough, Chantelle, to do something different. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know,
simple is always the best, you know.
Yeah, I mean, 3 years ago, my vessel wasn't looking like this, and I need to explain this. I need to share this. You know, you can repair the vessel. You can come back online. I'm living proof. I mean, I'm 55, and I wanted to share with my brothers and sisters on the planet that, you know what, that's the lie they fed you, that you're supposed to feel like this at 55. You know what, you're supposed to feel right at whatever age you are. You shouldn't be feeling, everybody tries to put everybody psychologically in a box based on age. I don't never act my age. I don't know what my age is, sweetie.
I think that's great.
Yep, I be me, and but I take care of the machine. I do talk about dense nutrition over at Privatis.Me. Simple alternatives. So, folks, you are invited to come to my house, and I hope to see you at my house every Thursday because it's free. I will be posting the link. We do an email blast, have the phone number. It's a free call-in number because I want to educate the planet so that we can all rise to the occasion and get back into our heart
again.
Awesome. Anyways, on that note, I guess I'm good. How are you doing, sweetie?
I'm good. I think you did good. You were calmer than normal. You got all that information out. That's good.
Anyways, B, I guess it's 5:55 on this planet. Triple fives. We come back home whole again. Folks, let's share the love. Share this video to all your friends once it gets produced far and wide, because we all grow when we share.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Thank you, Chantelle. I love you, and I'll catch up with you later. Thank you, Brother Biggie.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The pursuit of a free, fair, just, sustainable world should be the focus of every person on our planet. The reason it is not is because people are kept distracted by the illusions and deceit propagated by the corporately controlled mainstream media. In recent years, the rise in truly informed, savvy researchers and journalists who have all taken to the air in various capacities has given rise to a new genre of media. We have seen the explosion of truly free and independent media, and thus the need to create an ethical live broadcast network that facilitated these brave and tireless souls became apparent. With a great amount of research and meticulous planning, Conscious Consumer Network was created. CCN is a first-of-its-kind broadcast network that is specifically dedicated to free and independent media with absolutely no government control, corporate sponsorship, or advertising. The live broadcast network runs full-time with an average of 25 shows and live broadcasts a week. The high-definition live stream is free to view and is accessible from any computer terminal with online access, including laptops, tablets, smartphones, and smart TVs. All shows are archived onto YouTube and are freely available to view in order to educate and inform as many as we can without imposing monetary limitations. CCN was successfully launched on the 1st of January 2015 and has gone from strength to strength as we have improved and increased the capacities and functionalities of the network, as well as an ever-rotating and improving lineup of content which is broadcast daily. CCN is blessed to be the home of some of the hardest-hitting, most cutting-edge, truly educational and informative materials. Catch interviews, reviews, and talk shows from the many different and beautiful perspectives from CCN's family of interviewers and broadcasters. Since the 1st of January 2015, we have produced over 800 shows. We have over 2 million YouTube minutes watched every month, and we have an average of 1 million hits a day on CCN's website. CCN is viewed in over 147 different countries and hosts broadcasters from 5 different continents. The time has now come to generate funding to keep CCN on the air for the duration of 2016. The total sum needed to continue broadcasting for 2016 is $60,000. This budget includes the replacement of computer equipment, the acquisition of secure servers, which are most needed as we keep getting hacked, plus the renewal of the broadcast license fee for 2016. This is a fraction of the annual budget used by mainstream media networks producing a similar quantity of content. This is what makes CCN so successful, unique, and accessible, is the ability to run a project of this size and reach on such minimal resources. CCN does not claim ownership over any of the material we produce and broadcast, as we firmly believe that information is the common heritage of all beings, and thus CCN belongs to you, the public, and it is up to you all to keep CCN going. CCN would like to thank those who have contributed to the network in the past with resources, content, information, time, and energy. We thank you for supporting free and independent media.